Hello, everybody. My name is Robbie.
And this is Omar.
And this is David.
And welcome back to the Anime Squad podcast, episode 19, week 6 of our summer season of anime 2020. Of course, before we start up everything, we want to let you guys know that we have our audio versions of the podcast on iTunes and Spotify, of course, so be sure to check that out.
Yep.
And to start things off, we're going to be talking about our short of the season, Peter Grill and the Philosopher's Time.
And everyone saw it coming.
The deed has been done.
Yes. Peter Grills could not resist Opais.
He cannot, no.
And I told you about the drink, right? Remember?
Yeah. Omar did refer to the drink. And it was like, I was rewatching that bit too. It was like a split second when they did. But then like when this episode happened, they actually legit followed it up and everything.
Like,
so.
you could tell though, it was kind of obvious.
Yeah.
But I'm glad the show was like, hey, we did it.
This was a thing. This is a thing that happened, and that's the reason why. But after the morning after the deed has been done, of course, the guild master and the orc master, which I keep the name Babe.
Yes, Babe.
The girl's name is Piglet, and the guy's name is Babe. It's like,
I feel like the people that made this anime, they're like, we need generic pig names.
Not generic pig names. We need specific movie and cartoon pig names. So yeah, let's go with that. Anyway, yeah, so they were just wondering, it's like, oh man, has the deed been done? Have they actually done the dirty? And they did, but Peter really does not want them to know about that. Thankfully, cameras didn't exist back then, but so he says, no, don't tell him. And then Piglet says, no, nothing happened. So you think at first like everything is fine and dandy, but of course, since she's part of the harem, she also has ulterior motives that she wants to go back with with Peter in their area or whatever. Yeah. And she wants to do the dirty enough so that way she can get pregnant and have nice, powerful orc children.
Yeah, because apparently her true colors come out in the end.
She's a yandere.
Yo.
She's the yandere.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
That was
It's always the ones that you least suspect, especially if it's like the sweet caring one.
Yeah, it was a bit of left curve, but I was like, okay, I'm cool with that.
And I like how Peter acknowledged that it was he pretty much started that.
Yeah,
he pretty much birthed this yandere.
He was like, oh, this is probably a mistake.
Yeah, and that was the episode.
Yeah. All right. Before we head on, did you really think Peter Grills was not gonna park her, or you knew he was gonna park her?
The porking was going to happen. It was inevitable.
Okay.
It was definitely inevitable, especially
I kind of had a feeling like a little bit. I was like, maybe it won't happen, but
nah,
it happened.
Poor Peter. I just want to hope. I want to hope that he does eventually get with Luvelia and everything. Like everything kind of goes his way, but. Who knows? At this point, his list of naughty deeds have increased substantially.
He's a very sinner.
Yeah, very much so. All right, now moving on to our next anime, we're going to be talking about Deca-Dence.
Deca-Dence!
Episode 6.
Yes.
And this is a Kaburagi episode.
Hell yes.
Pretty much, like, we do see Natsume here and there, and Kurenai also shows up, but for the most part, all Kaburagi, baby.
Because we find out what happens to him.
Yeah.
And like where he gets sent to for his punishment.
Well, actually, before he gets sent there, at first he thought he was going to be executed. Well, his avatar got executed, but he himself was supposed to be like harvested for his brain matter or whatever.
Oh yeah, true, yeah.
But then the box man said, "Oh, I'm going to, I like you."
Not the box man, the little cube thing. He was gonna.
Oh yeah, the cube, the little Rubik's cube looking thing. Yeah, she or he or whatever, said to, don't do anything, don't hurt him. And then that's when the box guy says, oh, "Okay, then fine, we'll drop you here.
We'll drop you to a cleaning facility."
Yeah, you will become the bug, and you will do labor.
Yes, hard labor.
Yeah, and then he goes through a conveyor belt. I thought he was gonna plan an escape because I thought it was just basically just torture, really. Yeah. Which it is, but the way it works is that they take all the traders or whatever, and they basically just make them do like again slave labor.
Yep. I kind of wanted them to become like a chain gang.
Yeah. I thought when they were showing like how they were transporting like Kaburagi over to like Earth pretty much, I thought they were going to send him to like some quarry or whatever, and then like eventually he'll see like Deca-Dence walk over.
Yeah.
And he could just kind of like go with his like, you know, regular body. But no, it's actually in deep in the bottom of the lake, they explain. And that's where like the facility is. And the facility itself is basically they scoop up Gadol feces, and they use it to extract nutrients from there. Which is really, really interesting.
Nothing gets wasted here in this
Nothing
world.
gets wasted except for the workers, because the poop falls like in random intervals, and it just like crushes some of them, you know, for no reason. If you're not up to your toes, then yeah, you're basically screwed here, which you are pretty much, regardless.
And you would think he would lose hope, like this is it. This is where I'm gonna end up.
He's gonna keep going.
Yep. And the motivations, because he keeps thinking about Natsume. And it's like, oh, you know, she says some inspiring words, I gotta do the same. Yeah.
And then as he's using, you know, his motivation, you know, fight the power kind of, you know, like, you know, break your limits kind of thing.
Yeah.
He catches wind of this. I like to call him the Robin Williams robot from the movie Robot. He's basically like him, where he's just kind of like a hunk of junk, kind of like, you know, comic relief kind of character. His name is Slark, I think.
It was a Karzoki. That's what I put in my notes.
Yeah, but so he catches wind that like apparently the new world that they created for them is actually really peaceful, because Kaburagi mentions like, oh, this tanker probably died, you know, from fighting a Gadol. But apparently the new thing is the new environment is actually like really peaceful, and the way that our Robin Williams friend found out about him was actually because of the fact that you were able to log in to Deca-Dence through a really top secret like you know, entryway, I guess.
Yeah, it was interesting when they revealed that. I was like, how the hell are they still using that tag?
Yeah.
And this literally dump facility.
Because apparently like this dump facility is actually like they have a hierarchy. They have like a tier chain here.
Yeah.
And it's run by Donatello, who I love his name, because he's literally like a purple robot.
Yeah.
And
he's a cool design.
He has a really cool design. I like his like Gutsman inspired like, you know, bulking figure.
Yeah, so he's
really cool.
But apparently he knows our main character.
He was in the him and like a few of the other guys in there were like from that Mikey flashback episode, I think, right?
Oh.
I remember there being a hulky guy. I have to probably rewatch the last episode.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Yeah, I guess that's what they sent him, and then because he calls him out in the show, is like you're a traitor.
You traitor. Yeah, I think that might be it. I think they were part of the flashback episode.
You work
Mikey.
for the man.
Yeah. But anyway, so Kaburagi wants to use the facility to log into Deca-Dence, of course. But not without a duel. And that duel is a death game where they have a shovel and they have to fight within that little spinning kind of like cultivator for the poop. And if they fall, that's basically guaranteed death. So they fight, and at first it looked like Kaburagi was gonna lose, but
yeah. I mean, he's twice or 3 times his size.
Yeah, Kaburagi's a little like he's like a little like short like mascot looking dude.
Yeah, bro, he's so cool. But then you got this giant hulking guy just whamming him.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, this sounds like a fair fight.
Nope. But then Kaburagi goes full on primal and rips out his spike that he had on his head, and like literally about to stab his brain. that would have been like crazy. But that would have
been savage.
Yeah. But then Donatello shakes him off, and then they all go into the vat.
Yeah.
All's lost, but then it turns out that the jetpack that Kaburagi had in his back actually works.
I know. That was we saw it.
I thought it was kind of for show, but I figured it's like, you know what? They're probably gonna use it.
Maybe he doesn't have fuel in it, but you know, he just jetpacked out of there.
There you go. He jetpacked out of there, and then And then while like everybody else was like, you cheated and everything, you got a jetpack. Then it turns out Donatello had a Mega Buster that was functional. That was cool.
Yeah.
I like that little little turnaround twist. It's like, they both could have used their weapons if they wanted to, but they chose not to.
Like the honor code, like let's just use our shovels.
They got the honor code.
Yeah. So now that they're cool, that he could use the thing.
And,
I think
that's where the episode ends.
Yeah. And, but before that, Joe also, the little girl minion, Joe.
Oh yeah.
She mentions like you won't have the same avatar when you go back.
Yeah, cause his avatar was toast.
Yeah. So Natsume won't know when Kaguragi will return.
It'd be cool if it turns out it's his actual self.
I wish.
Like Sword Art Online.
I hope so, but that won't happen. I don't think it will.
We'll see.
I love this episode.
Because we don't know what happens like right after he logs in, so we'll have to wait and see.
Cliffhanger.
All
right.
And now the next episode of anime we're gonna be talking about is Uzaki-chan wants to hang out, and
where does she want to hang out?
Bless this episode, because the place that she wants to hang out in, or I guess where the situation of the episode leads to, is the beach.
The beach.
So I find this kind of interesting because rather than just show what the events that led to the beach, this episode was kind of all over the place with its with its storytelling, which is a weird choice. Yeah. It was like they show the beach part first, and you see you see Uzaki's 10 out of 10 figure, the swimsuit and everything, and then like Ami, which by the way, holy cow,
she looks good too.
Yeah,
she looks great.
Ami looks amazing.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So they show that part first, and then they show the fact that Uzaki apparently got a job at the cafe at the coffee place that Shinichiro worked in.
Yeah, that was surprising.
Yeah.
But I guess the old man was like, yeah, she's always around.
The more they interact, the more juicy stuff, the
more entertainment I get.
Yeah.
So like, screw it. I'm hired.
It was funny too, because like all three of them get entertainment from this, which is us included. But yeah, so then Sack shows up and he mentions like, hey, go to the beach, man.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, well, I'm down. Let's go. Let's
all
go
together. Don't waste your Shinichiro. You better not waste your thing, man. Your college life.
To be fair, you still wanted to play a game, hang.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that we're in the beach.
We're in the beach. We got our water. Well, no. The thing that kind of made this episode like super fun and entertaining was that watermelon.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
It was really weird because it led to a very anime moment where like, boom.
Yeah, and then we get our mishaps and then, whoopsie daisy.
and wardrobe malfunction kind of, and Shinichiro didn't realize it at all.
Well, he was blind.
He was blind, but he didn't. But like, then nobody ever said anything.
Yeah.
And so right after that happened, that kind of concluded the whole like beach episode, because this is kind of halvesies.
Yeah.
The second half was centered on the lodge that Zack apparently owns.
No, rented. I think.
Rented.
Yeah, because he set up the whole thing.
Yeah. And they have a spooky outing.
That wasn't even that spooky.
That was not spooky at all.
It's just like our MC was just a big chicken.
Yeah. He was scared, man, and Uzaki knew.
Well, yeah, because he tells it out loud, and then she's like, oh, now I know your secret. And then like she keeps playing with him, and then takes his phone, like basically his flashlight, and then like. They run off into the middle of the darkness, and then I thought it was like pretty cute, I guess. Like he actually broke down. He's like, oh, I don't want to be here no more. This sucks.
I'll play games, and then turns out they go back, and it was just Uzaki playing games.
Yeah,
Shinichiro was just like tuckered out and just like laid on the couch.
Yeah, it's very realistic. Like you had so many activities you've done.
Yeah,
you're tired.
They collapse, but then Shinichiro in his sleep just grabs Uzaki, like while Uzaki's just kind of like trying to teasing him.
Yeah,
and he's like, oh, Mommy. Okay, she didn't mommy, but still.
Like-
Uzaki's like, okay, let's kind of let you do this a little longer.
Yeah.
And they don't ever show like what happened when he woke up either. So
Nah.
who knows?
I was like, it's not like he was like, oh, what the?
He was completely unaware of everything with the whole watermelon thing and this.
Yeah.
But hey, plus points though. always a plus.
Yeah. That's the end of that episode.
That was the end of that episode. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had to have our beach episode.
We got to have our beach episode, and we had a good few moments, but unfortunately, it wasn't really mutual because Shinichiro didn't even realize it happened.
And yeah.
Yeah. And then the next episode of anime we're going to be talking about is Appare-Ranman.
Yes.
A continuation of our last scenario where we find out that Gil and crew set up explosives on the ridge and gonna crush our foes, or not our foes but their foes.
Yeah.
Our protagonist friends cars, and
since they're stuck there.
yeah, and so thankfully Appare was able to let everybody know. It's like, hey, don't go through here, there's bombs and stuff set up.
don't waste your time, clean it up. Here comes Gil.
Oh my gosh. And then like when Dylan like went ahead and just like shot the line and everything,
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, how do you know they were there? But Dylan being Dylan.
Yeah, being a master marksman and everything.
Yeah.
But despite that though, they were still able to, or Gil and stuff, they were still able to like blow up the whole like the whole ridge and everything with explosives. And Appare had another like numbers moment.
Yeah, he did. He legit did, and I don't know how it happened, but I guess he was just in time to like boost him out of there.
Yeah.
So,
but unfortunately, it was just enough to boost because he didn't have any fuel or anything at all left.
yeah, that was crazy. Cause like I think before he got to the Death Valley moment,
He said he had to switch to steam.
yeah, and that what made him slow, and that's what
Yeah.
caught him in the blast.
Yeah,
And
so
screwed up his car.
oh yeah. But hey, thankfully Leon and Xiang went back, so
Yeah, because they were worried about him, and
they're friends.
it's good to have allies in a long race,
Oh yeah.
so that they helped them pull the car out of there.
And then we had a little reprieve while they were kind of like camping out and stuff for the night. Kosame was able to find fish at a nearby lake. Leon was able to shoot some what was like
I think
animals, yeah, animals to eat and everything. And then Xiang was able to like start up a fire. And as all that was going on, Appare wanted to feel more useful because he's like, because Kosame's like, all you're good at is just cars and stuff. I'm good at the stuff I'm good at.
Yeah.
Because he's able to chop. He's able to peel. He was able to peel potatoes.
I
and say,
I like seeing that moment. He's like, Appare, he's a genius. But like when it comes to like other stuff, he's just like a typical guy. He's like, I don't know how to do this.
You're right. Yeah, and then like as everything kind of went well and everything, we cut to Kosame's dream, where it kind of looks a lot like a samurai anime, where like you see him as a kid and like you see his mom like protect him, and she gets slashed in the back while she's protecting him.
Yeah.
And she literally sees his mom die in front of him.
In front of his arms.
So that kind of like explained what was going on in his mind.
Yeah,
the last episode. Yeah.
I'm glad they showed that, and then that's scary too, because like he talked about like his mom passed away and like it doesn't affect him, but obviously it does. You can't just get rid of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that definitely affected him hard. But then thankfully in the next episode we were able to see the crew and everybody like make it to the finish line.
Yeah, like the pit stop, I guess.
Yeah, well it's like the checkpoint basically.
Okay.
It's a checkpoint.
Okay.
Like it's I call it the finish line, but it's actually a checkpoint. So you're able to make it to the checkpoint, and everybody confronted Gil, and everybody's like, hey, why'd you guys do that? You guys could have like killed us and everything.
Yeah, you dirty racer.
Yeah. But they were all able to like just kind of like move out because they're like, hey, come on, you're supposed to start the race and everything.
Yeah.
Except for Hototo.
Yeah.
He did not want to like move at all because he's
to
like, I want revenge.
They killed my family.
At first, I thought things were gonna get violent, or we thought
They
things were gonna
did.
get violent.
It did. Like
Yeah.
the freaking the people watching the race, they they were throwing rocks at him and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Things got super violent, and then you see Gil shoot his Gatling gun.
Yeah, I think it was huge.
Shoot his Gatling gun in the sky.
And you're like, things about
to get rough. But then you hear his voice. You're like, wait a minute. It doesn't sound that threatening. And then he takes off his mask.
And he's a pretty gentle giant guy.
Yeah, he has a face of a literal baby.
Yeah.
He's a.
I didn't think it like that, but yeah, he seems like not a harming guy, and
he's not.
Okay.
And then we find out more truth bombs that apparently his name's not even Gil.
yeah,
His name is Tristan, and they are two members of what they call the Bad Brothers.
yeah.
Tristan being the younger sibling, and Chase being the older sibling. Yeah. Oh, and then the tattoos are also not real either, because obviously they're not Gil.
They're trying to impersonate like Gil in this group, but
yeah, they're trying to be threatening and hardcore by pretending they're Gil, and nobody would mess with them
to make the race exciting.
Yeah. So that was an interesting reveal, but I guess my question is like, what about the goons?
Yeah, for real.
The goons,
like we were talking about, like what how do they know that they're fake, or like are they all part of the gag, or?
And what about when they blew up the ridge?
Yeah,
that was a huge deal, right?
Like it's still like dirty racing tactics.
Yeah, they could have killed somebody.
Exactly. So.
Well, maybe it's because they're outlaws. Maybe because they're like, you know what? That's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
If they die via accident, then that's not on us.
Yeah. So that Gil being the gentle giant now, he's like
Tristan. His name's Tristan now. Yeah.
Not bad.
It's revealed now.
And like kind of, I was like, oh man, we don't get a cool bad like our villain,
But as all this reveal and stuff happened, we cut to a bunch of horses, and then with those horses, we see a guy with a tattoo on his neck.
Yeah. So, like, I guess
heavily implied that's Gil.
Yeah, the real bandits.
The real Gil, yeah.
And like, we didn't see it in this episode, but I wonder where was that guy with the scar.
Oh yeah.
Where was he during the whole
Yeah, the
race?
guy. I think his name was Keith.
Yeah.
And the last episode.
We'll see.
Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. As the race continues.
All right, and now we're moving on to God of High School.
Oh man, not a woo, but like a lot was told in this episode.
Yeah, a lot of exposition, a lot of like interesting stuff happens.
Yeah. Like first off, I guess now the national tournament's gonna be King of Fighters.
Yes. Okay. So to basically find out who's the third place winner of the of the preliminaries, Mira fights off against the Bujitsu guy, and props to the Bujitsu guy. At least he was eligible to run for third place, right?
Fourth.
Yeah, but he didn't make it.
We all saw it coming.
But hey, thankfully though, Mira gets the third place running, and she moves on with Han and Mori.
Yep.
And yeah, they form that team.
Yep.
And like you said, the next national tournament is going to be a King of Fighters style tournament where it's going to be 3-on-3 matches and such.
Yep.
So that's gonna be cool.
It's cool because like we don't get to see them fight each other again.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, Mori's like, man, I'm not gonna fight you guys.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get stronger and stuff.
Yeah. And then within all of that happening, we also get introduced to what's called the summoned six, I think they're called.
Yeah. Who did I put? The six gods.
The six gods, yes. And within them, we kind of sort of get introduced to the first one, who's this chi master.
Yeah, it's like a medic, healer, divine healer.
The divine healer, yeah, that's what he's called in his card.
But a very oral vibe I got at first.
Yeah, because he has one arm.
And obviously being super strong.
Being super strong, super duper old.
Yeah, but he seems cool. and like since he's like I guess the healer types, he knows like your points.
Yeah, he knows acupuncture pressure points. So he randomly stabs Mori in the heel later.
Yeah.
After Mori was kind of like doing some training, which involved like just doing just good Samaritan deeds. As he stabs him in the heel, and then it's like Mori's like ah, you know, it's like oh, it's a little better.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt at all. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell? Hey, when'd you get here?
Yeah.
And like they teased like the other gods as well, like those like a Yakuza kind of god, and there was like obviously the god we know, the Tiger Club.
Park Mujin.
Yeah,
It's kind of funny that he's called the Tiger Cub God because that's all he's been calling like everybody else. Like, oh, these Tiger Cubs. Let's see what they can do.
I guess like a recruitment kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then like those like couple other old men. I really don't remember.
Yeah.
Like, it's just flashes.
They flash them, and they are going to hint that that's going to be more important later.
And they also mentioned Mori's uncle. I mean, grandpa.
Yeah, his grandpa.
And like, what happened with him?
He's still alive, but the cult, they want him. They want him bad.
Yeah, that was crazy to see that. Like, you know, literally, like he fought everybody off, and then like this divine holy sword
with a godlike message, how like the child came before God, strikes him down.
I was like, what the hell?
And we don't see what happened after that, but regardless, the more important part that happened later on in this episode was the fact that we got to see the announcer living his normal life as a family man and a blind man.
Yeah, dude, I was like, what the hell? We're getting character development for our announcer?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And he shows off that apparently he's also super strong, and the reason why he got blind in the first place was because he met one of the users of that moon style that Mira knows.
And it's crazy too, cause like he was like dropping hints, like he knew like her father maybe.
Yeah.
And like, cause he got blinded from that style or something, and like it was cool to see. And then like literally what happens after is like, ah man, what the hell? Cause I guess there's another god, and he was
passing balloons at first, but then we quickly realized,
I knew it too, man. Like, cause like this damn like pink bear looks super suspicious as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, like there's no way this looks normal.
Yeah. So then that bear. So they face off, but as soon as the tournament kicks off the next day or so, we find out that's a different announcer. Yeah, it's not the same one. It's not the same one we've been seeing all this time.
Which made me sad. And then
we found out why. Yeah.
What unfolds is like that guy killed him.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
He died. Like, see his glasses and everything. Yeah.
I was like, oh man, we got character development for this guy, and then you gonna kill him off?
They killed him off, and on top of that, we realized that one of the guards is there. He got killed off too.
Yeah, the green hair guy.
Yeah, and he was Joker too. He was the last summon guy.
Yeah, he was the last god, and I was like, damn, bro.
Yeah,
this
so
evil as crap.
So all around, it was a nice like build-up episode.
Yeah.
That was the end of the episode. But yeah, it was a nice build-up episode. Not much happening in terms of action or choreography, which of course, you know, we just caught off of the Han.
A great fight from last week.
Yeah, between Han and Mori. So we'll see. Hopefully, in the next episode, we're gonna get some nice, you know, sweet matches to kind of like tide us over and everything.
Yeah, so like no woo for me, but you know, it was a good episode. Good setup.
That's you.
It's a good.
Yeah.
And all right, now with the season 2 animes.
Season 2s, and we're gonna go on to No Guns Life season 2.
Yes.
This one it's not really a filler, right?
No, it's not. This is a story.
Yeah, it's a set story, and it's actually a nice like one-offish kind of story involving actual detective work and finding a missing husband.
Yes. So this lady comes up to Jizu's.
Beautiful lady, by the way.
Very beautiful, with the hideous scar.
Yeah. just a regular scar.
She just wants her husband back.
Yeah.
Like what he got himself into, and like Jizu's like, all right, well, we'll see. We go find him and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then
And it's not hard to find because he's basically an overextended.
Yeah.
They show his picture and he has like a camera for a head.
Yeah, it's cool. I actually like his design. At first I was like, it looks weird.
Yeah.
But then like when you see him in this full like, you know, body and all that, like he looks cool.
Yeah.
He looks like another Juzo.
He does, yeah, especially with his arms and stuff.
Yeah, and you know, it wasn't hard to find him because he was kind of outside.
He was literally outside with like a month worth of sedatives.
Yeah.
To just kind of like sleep through. And he finds Mary, who Mary doesn't know anything about this issue. It's just Tetsuro and Juzo that knows about it.
Yeah. And like she's just like, oh, you know, I guess he's in trouble. I'll fix him.
Yeah. Fixes him up, and it turns out that Juzo comes in and he's like, okay, I want to talk to you with you outside.
Yeah. I'm not gonna wreck this building that healed me.
Which, thank God for once.
Right?
That building always has some issue going on every
office
week.
Always blows up.
I swear to God, that landlady or lord, whatever. Oh my. Bless their heart. Not kicking them out. Anyway, so Juzo goes and meets with Edmund. That's the husband's name, by the way, Edmund.
Yeah, Edmund.
And it turns out Edmund's been training.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, apparently he's also ex-military.
He's ex-military, which is why he was, why he had the overextended parts in the first place. And on top of that, he also upgraded his arm in the span from when he last met with his wife up till now, just to take him out. And the reason why is because he thinks that his partner, number 5, is the person that's after his life.
Yeah.
Which Juzo has no idea what the hell that even means.
Yeah, at first, and he was like, I'm not the guy you're looking for. And he's trying to explain it, but Edmund's so like, tunnel vision, like, I have to destroy you.
I must destroy you with my own hands before you destroy me.
Exactly. So like they spar, they fight, and like it was cool. Like his weapon of choice, it was a bat, but like we get revealed like he was leaving like tacks on Juzo's body, and then we get to see his final blow. Yeah,
it was supposed to be like an electromagnetic like pulsating attack they was supposed to use, and all these little like tacks that he shot was supposed to be like conductors, and it was supposed to like shock Juzo and through his like insulating skin,
so he won't transform to his real form or something like that.
But what broke off that attack was that one of the kids that they bribed to like leave the area, because right before they fought, there was a group of kids, they were playing, and then Edmund gave them a 20. It's like, hey, go get some food or whatever, go get some candy.
Yeah.
And then he came back. He's like, hey, I wanted to split some candy with you guys. And in that moment, Juzo tossed the kid over to Edmund, and Edmund canceled his attack.
Yeah, that was crazy. That's a cool scene though. Like it shows that Juzo's not the guy he's looking for.
Yeah, because it proved his case. And Edmund was basically like, oh, wait, I thought you guys looked the same, It was like you guys...
The gun
head, yeah. Because, we've already proven in the first season that he's not the only gun slave unit, because it was the other one that was like the kid.
Yeah. And I guess he's looking for him, but at the end of the episode, he smokes a cigarette, and like he tells him that he's killed number 5 apparently.
Yeah,
the one he was looking for.
He killed number 5, and that's the reason why he doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
it happened 6 years ago, before even the first season happened.
So we'll see how that unfolded. I guess to see like how Juzo killed number 5, or who is number 5.
Yeah, but hey, at least the case is closed, because the wife was able to see like, hey, the husband's okay.
Yeah, she was super excited to see him.
Yeah, very much so. But yeah, so now we're gonna be able to get hopefully a little bit more backstory on like Juzo and what his past was like, at least before, like, or at least a little bit after he lost his memory in the first place.
You guys also forgot about the little scene where the kid was gonna use his harmony on Juzo, but at the end he stopped himself.
Well, I didn't think it was important enough to talk about, because
no, because it is, because I feel like later on
it'll be talked about, but like I thought that it was gonna be like,
it didn't unfold to happen.
It didn't really lead to anything yet, so
it eventually will build up to that.
But that's what I think you know, eventually he's gonna use that.
Did we talk
harmony
about
again.
that? Did we talk about the fact that that Tetsuro's butler was said like you're gonna be the one to bring out Juzo's true form or the Gunslave's unit's true form?
I don't think we did.
I don't.
We
know.
didn't. Yeah. Yeah. So that was what happened. Not last episode, but 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Juzo, his butler, Tetsuro's butler, mentions this that like you're gonna be the one to reveal the Gunslave unit's true form.
Yeah, so
So it's a build up to kind of what's happening, and even when Tetsuro came back last episode, he kind of had this like look in his eyes. So it seems as if Tetsuro has kind of went through something while he was with the Spitsbergen's people.
yeah, so
So
we'll see what happens with that.
yeah. So probably entertaining setup. All right, and now the next episode of anime we're going to be talking about is ReZero Season 2.
Well, a lot happened.
A lot happened. Oh, I mean, depends on definition of what a lot happens means. Because, yeah, Tetsuro. I had him in my mind. Subaru goes back in time.
Yes.
And we find out that, indeed, the starting point was what we said. Well,
Yeah.
what I predicted was, like, right after
the
his
trial.
moment, his trial.
Yeah.
So, when he shakes Amelia, he's like, oh, yeah, no, it's okay.
Yeah, he knows what to do.
We don't see that weird, like, terrified look that Amelia has.
Yeah, she was still terrified though.
She was super terrified.
Yeah.
But Subaru's mind was not going to the trial as much at all,
Yeah.
because his main concern was like, what the hell was Elsa doing there?
Exactly. So his whole like mindset now is like, I gotta go back to the mansion and go save Rem.
Yeah, save Rem, save Petra, save everybody pretty much.
Yeah. Like, cause last time he was there, no one was there.
Yeah.
So he's like, I gotta go right now. Like, let's do this. Let's go. Like, and then obviously everyone was like, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, he even tried to like talk with Roswell about it. He was like, he's like, hey, so I want to know like what would happen if, hypothetically speaking, if like I don't know, Frederica were to like probably be involved in this, because I mean Garfield, he don't like me much. He straight up just like says that.
And yeah, I think he was like, all right, I'll go with your plan, and like just sends him off.
Yeah.
Right? With Ram.
Ram accompanies him, and as they're going, things pretty much normal. It was like kind of like the calm before the storm.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
It's like we know what it's gonna be.
We know what's gonna happen with the other characters that aren't Subaru. Don't. So he hugs Petra for quite a bit, and then he finally like talks with Frederica and mentions like, hey, what the hell is going on with the locket? And then as he's talking with her, Ram wants like a little kind of like little moment with Rem.
Yeah, because
even though
she doesn't know who she is, but she's like, I know she's my blood. But
yeah.
Who the hell is she?
We're also revealed that whole decoy, like the whole decoy subplot with the mob beasts and stuff from the first season.
Yeah.
Apparently, Ram has no recollection of that because Rem played a significant part in that whole arc.
Yeah, like she remembers that event, but she doesn't remember why.
The context. Yeah.
So it's like she's like, I feel this weird.
So she just kind of like interconnected her memories or pieced together her memories. That like, oh yeah, this probably happened because of Rosewall or whatever.
Yeah, so that's cool to see, like, you know, how everyone's memories are being told.
Rewired, pretty much, yeah.
Since Rem is out of the picture.
Yeah. But then as things kind of like calm down, Ram comes back and mentions like, oh yeah, you know, she is my sister and everything, you know. Things are kind of hunky-dory, and then all of a sudden, you see Elsa there with the hostage, Petra.
Yep.
And Petra's like, run!
Yep, and shit hits the fan.
Yeah. Shit hits the fan real hard. Petra's saved, but things are not going well because Elsa's literally in the building.
Yep.
How she got there, we still do not know.
Yep. It's still a mystery with what's going on with that, and I think Subaru was still suspicious of Frederica.
No, at this point, I feel like his suspicions of Frederica went out the window, both figuratively and literally.
Yeah.
Because.
But I think David said as well. I think Frederica's still suspect because they do mention like she was out and about, security doing her
security wise, yeah.
patrol. And
Yeah, that's very true.
Like maybe she let her in, but it didn't seem like it in this episode. But I feel like that will unravel. But we get to see her beast form.
Yes. And I was kind of joking that like, oh, she would have fit perfectly in like BNA or something. She was just a season off.
No, the only reason why she went beast mode because of the necklace itself.
Yeah, the necklace, the power of the necklace helped her with that.
And I thought it was to get rid of those nails in her back.
Well, that too. That kind of helped. But then as that was going on, for some reason, I mean, I know the reason why, but Subaru and Petra go back inside. Yeah. But my question is, why did he bring Petra with him?
I guess his mentality is like, it's better to safe with me with you than you be by yourself.
Yeah. Because
obviously when she was by herself, she got caught with Elsa.
That's true. Yeah. And then Petra did help take the arrow out of Subaru's back, and they have a moment, and she cuts her hand, and she's like, okay, let me just put the bandage on the hand, which comes into play later.
Yeah, it was a cute moment. You know, she got his bag, and he got her bag.
Yeah, but then as that was going on, the rubble falls, and then he like bits of his memory was still kind of like really hazy as like all that was going on.
That was a cool shot. Like we transitioned to a POV of Subaru, like what's happening to him.
But it's all bits and pieces and hazy and stuff.
Yeah, so like we don't get the full sequence of what's happening, and then all of a sudden he just flies through the window, and he's like, "What the hell just happened?"
Yeah, he flies through the window. It seems that he's basically like on his dragon, and then he flies through the window again.
Yeah.
And then when he regains consciousness, he's noticed like, oh, Petra's still here. Problem though is that he's right. It is still there, but just her hand.
Like corpse party kind of thing.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
So yeah, Petra bit the dust.
Everyone bit the dust.
Everyone did. Ram also is dead. Yeah.
Frederica probably as well.
But question mark though, because you mentioned that like, you know, maybe she helped her out.
True, maybe.
We don't know if Frederica's what happened with her, but right when I thought that Subaru was also going to bite the dust, because she was basically charging right after him full speed. He opens the door, and then boom, Beatrice is right there, taking that Switzerland stance. Neutrality.
I think she pulled them in.
Oh yeah, you're right. Beatrice is the only one that can actually be able to let people enter or exit.
Yeah, so she pulled them in, and then he was like, "Why did you do that?" I wanted to reset it. You know, because obviously he knows he could reset the time.
Well, he does, but like no one else does.
Yeah, so.
But I feel like there's gonna be hints here and there that like there's gonna be some people that's gonna understand the fact that he can have this kind of power.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens now.
Yep.
Because I know that Beatrice is like pretty powerful, so we'll see what she could do.
Yeah, and especially involving somebody like Elsa, who's proven time and time and again that she's kind of a pain.
Hey, they don't call her a sin for nothing, bro.
Nope.
And next anime, Fire Force.
Fire Force season 2. We didn't spend a filler episode that you thought it was gonna be in the sea. So no pirates. No, instead we have a nice episode that basically starts off with our group kind of getting to know the land and everything. Yep. Literally putting dirt in their mouths, like this nice Chinese land tastes amazing.
Like I feel like they never travel outside of Japan.
No, literally not. No.
So they're like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And Juggernaut's parents come in to play.
Yeah, with their country accent.
Yeah.
And their potatoes.
Hey man, gotta love me some potatoes.
Yeah, but the legit interesting part happens when they're driving through and the gas just hits them.
That was so funny. It was like how everyone was reacting. It was like like, you know.
Yeah, Victor was the only one that had a mask, so he's like, I'm gonna be fine, but everybody else, They're just casually shooting like flame bolts like over like cliffs and stuff.
That was so funny because Shinra gets on top of Juggernaut. He's like, "Oh my god, there's something over there," and he acts like he's a machine gun. And then Juggernaut's like, blah, 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 blah.
But then as that's going on, a giant worm attacks.
Yes, like in the opening.
Yeah, and then we get introduced to our friendly mole.
Yes.
Who looks really cool because you don't see his pupils. He kind of has a like Batman kind of appearance. He has like a sack.
Yeah, he has like a black scar. Oh well, it is a sack. You're right.
It is a sack, but then like as he's unraveling the sack, it's just all that's left is just a nice looking scarf.
Yeah.
He has a Charmander like tail that's like on fire.
Yeah, it's a cool design.
It's a cool design.
And then they get freaked out because he talks. It's like, what the hell?
Well, that's what they do. 'Cause they get freaked out at first. They could talk, but then later they get pissed because apparently he was stealing Juggernaut's family's potatoes.
Oh yeah.
So they're about to roast him.
Yep. But he was like, no, I know the land. Like, I could be your guide. Like,
Yeah.
I know where you guys need to go.
Yeah, but then then they were also able to like successfully like thwart off the worm and everything, and then like they got more information from him, and they also got more information from a crow.
Yeah.
Which this crow, oh my gosh,
This crow
like
was
the
sick, dude.
most badass looking crow I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Has a
like,
hood and everything, got the Batman eyes and everything.
but yeah, like as you know, we introduce these characters. The night happens, and they see like a beautiful like shot of like the land like light up.
Yeah.
And as is uncovered,
Ain't so beautiful.
it's not so beautiful.
Because these are all infernals. That I love what the crow explains that it's more than likely they were all born from the great cataclysm 250 years ago.
Yeah, and no one put them to rest.
Well, they can't because
Yeah.
the ground is literally unstable and there's way too many of them. So they're like,
It reminded me like in Greek mythology, like the Lake of the Dead or something like that.
oh yeah, the river Styx.
Yeah, so that's what
Yeah.
it reminded me of. And I was like, oh man, that's pretty cool. Like just with fire.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool to see. But we finally get to our destination, which
The oasis.
the Oasis.
It's literally like a huge like jungle, like this whole forest and everything.
Yeah.
And the most weirdest thing is the fact that they have a generator.
Yeah. Like what?
The Amaterasu that they had in Tokyo, it's the same exact one that they have here.
Same model, but it's just
smaller.
Just smaller, and they were just shocked to see one all the way over here.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is it doing all the way over here? So, they go explore this area.
The forest is really cool too, because it's like a lot of ruined buildings and cars and stuff that have been overtaken.
Yeah,
from the land.
it was a cool shot. Like you see like a tree coming out from a car.
Yeah.
And so it was cool to see, but then like we get to see what's
what's really been causing the devastation out here, and it's actually these hellhounds, which are dog infernals.
Yeah, and they also put those into peace.
Yeah. Yeah, and then that's kind of and then Shinra kind of hears on what's like the voice of the forest.
Yeah.
Protect the forest.
Yeah, we gotta protect the forest, protect the oasis.
Yeah.
From some evil lurking within the dark.
Yeah, and that's the episode so far.
Yeah, it was a good beginning to this arc, and like it didn't lag or anything. It was like it kept on moving forward.
Yeah,
which I appreciate. I was just kidding about the filler, but I wouldn't mind it. But like at the same time, I was like, I'm glad. Like
this is going forward. Yeah,
like it does not waste your time. So good episode,
good episode, and we can't wait to see what's gonna happen next week.
Yep.
All right, and then the next, and then we're finally on our Netflix anime.
Yes.
Our double feature for Japan Sinks. Gonna start that off with episode 6. We're still here in the in the marijuana field cult group, and things
escalate.
Things escalate
real quickly. But first, Nami was like obviously cleaning the vegetable guy, but she finally realizes like, oh, he's doing Morse code.
Yeah,
he's trying to communicate with me, and then she puts 2 and 2.
I'm so glad that Ayumu finds that out real quick, because like I was just thinking like, man, something bad's gonna happen, and it turns out that like this guy was actually the scientist that originally discovered that like all these earthquakes were happening and everything. And yeah, this guy is actually a really good asset. It's just that he just can't. Talk. He's just paralyzed, neck down.
Yeah, it's crazy, and like obviously he reveals a big one's coming again.
Oh yeah, that is huge. And we also found out that the old man actually survived. So
Yeah.
I lost that bet. I thought he died from having a heart attack,
Yeah,
but
but-
no, he survived. They were able to recover the kid and everything.
Yeah. And now the old man's trapped,
He's trapped and he is going through withdrawals.
going insane.
Is super insane. But yeah, so then we cut to the festival. Apparently the mother doesn't want to do anything until after the festivities are over, and Ayumu, after finding out the fact that all these earthquakes that are predicted to happen, wants to, like, everybody knows, like, hey, these earthquakes are gonna happen. We have to stop this immediately.
No one believes her.
No, of course not. No one believes her. They're like, well, we don't think anything bad's happening.
Yeah, this is heaven.
This is heaven, yeah. But yeah, and then in the meantime, Kite found out that he was hearing, like, voices underneath the temple,
Yeah.
and it turns out it was indeed the old man. It was him, and he was able to save him from the dungeon.
Yeah.
And right when all that was going on, bam! That's when we got hit with all the different, like, earthquakes and stuff that's been going on, and
You were sad about this moment when your man, your Steven
Seagal.
Seagal.
He felt, well, first off, tragedy struck because right when he was cooking the meals.
Yo.
And then right when the earthquake started happening, he gets hit with this scalding soup.
Damn.
So that was already bad enough. So he was like, oh, man, I fell over, man.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But he saved Go, man.
Yeah, and then Go was about to be hit, and then he protected Go.
Yeah.
So that was already like, man, this is bad, you know.
Yeah.
Like he's doing all of this, and he's probably gonna die here, and he gets crushed by the rubble.
Yeah.
So we're gonna leave him here, right? So at this point, I was like, oh man, Steven Seagal, he's done.
Dead. He's dead.
And then everything's going amok.
Yeah.
Everybody's like trying to steal stuff, and like
Yeah.
nobody's keeping everything safe. Everybody shoots each other.
Yep. Everyone's back into survival mode.
Exactly. Everybody's back into survival mode, and then the mother and the bodyguard goes up, and they find out a miracle happened. The kid, her son is able to talk. She's like, well, "Mother, thank
Thank you for everything." And then tragedy struck, and bam! That kid just gets
Clunked.
whacked.
Yeah.
It looked like a scene of the Final Destination.
Yeah. And I was like, dang, I can't believe they did that.
Yeah. So yeah, rest in peace, that kid. He's done so. And then at the same time, the old man's going up, and he's like wanting to save his quote unquote grandkid.
Yeah.
Turns out it's not his grandkid. He was hallucinating, thinking that it was.
But it was nice to see, like, he knew though, but like at the same time, he had like a necklace of his granddaughter, I think.
Yeah.
And he wanted to talk to her through the lady, and she said, "There's nothing here."
Which I guess makes sense that why he said grandchild when he looked at him,
Yeah.
because it wasn't his grandkid, but he wanted to know what happened through that.
Yeah. So it was sad to see, but you know,
Yeah.
I guess he got closure in that.
He did get closure because the mother was able to communicate. It's like, yeah, be sure to stop smoking.
Yeah, but it was sad because like he knew he was not gonna make it, so he stayed behind.
He told Kite to move on ahead.
Yeah.
And the group now is Ms. Mari, Ayumu, Go, Mr. Onodera, which they found out was the paralyzed vegetable man, Haruo, and Kite.
Right.
So that's our 6.
Yeah, but when they were driving by, like these two goons who were like, they wanted to steal the car or something.
Yeah.
Like point blank gun, and then out of nowhere we see an arrow come from the heavens, and our old man, his last hurrah, bro, gets these two goons in a very cool badass way.
Yeah. He does the thing that Go said, like, yeah, this means like the crossing fingers. This means Go, good job.
Yeah, and now that I'm talking about it, it hits me harder. Cause like you see Go's expression, like him,
Yeah.
seeing another person go, Literally.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that episode.
No, then Steven Seagal and the group.
Oh, you're right.
Were able to meet with Mother, and they said that we can't leave you. We're gonna be here with you.
You saved us.
You saved us, and now we're gonna save you.
Yep.
Basically, hypothetically speaking, and yeah, Steven Seagal was able to go past all of that, but in the end, she chose to self-sacrificing,
Yeah.
and they decided to die with the building and everything. So
Yeah.
that was the end of them, and that was the end of the episode. Heavy episode.
No, back on the run.
And back on the run, episode 7, we see another kind of like moment where another dream sequence where Go imagines the old man as like an archer class and like this MMO or whatever.
And he goes out like Saving Private Ryan style.
Yeah, in the dream.
Yeah, in the dream. Which really did happen. That's how he went out.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I guess my question is though that they should have put Go in the back, because as they were in the back, Mr. Onodera was still using Morse code with his eyelids.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
And I'm just thinking like, man, they should have had Go back.
But luckily, our man Kai was like, here, just use my phone.
Yeah, he has an app that allows it to read Morse code, and so he was able to at least just push enough where he could be able to use Morse code, and then they were able to say, oh yes, earthquake is coming in.
I thought he was just texting.
Yeah, I know, right? Text like, hey, bro.
Yeah, like,
he could move his finger a bit.
Yeah, a bit, yeah. Just enough where he could be able to tap. Just do like, periodic taps.
yeah.
But then we find a ship, which was a government official ship
Yo.
to like get everybody off the island and everything, get everybody off Japan.
And it was crazy to see how many people were there.
Yeah.
Like even like I think David said as well. He was like, man, that's a lot of people. That's not gonna fit everybody.
No, we're having a literal Titanic situation.
Yeah. So like, but obviously they had the whole lottery system going on.
The whole national ID. And then the cool thing was that Ayumu's coach from the first episode was actually here.
Yeah, and she told her that her and all the other girls have a free pass since they have a bright future ahead.
Yeah.
I don't think the coach knows that all those girls
Probably not.
died.
But the Ayumu at least made it out okay.
Yeah.
And Mari, Go, they were said just go on ahead, just board the ship.
My question to you is like, if you had a kid, would you do the same thing?
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
If I knew that like there was gonna be a situation where like it's literally a cataclysmic event and everything, and like I know that my kid would have a safe future, I would definitely do that.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be tough for me. But either way, they said their goodbyes and stuff. And
Really heartfelt too.
Yeah.
It got me.
yeah, it really did. And then took a picture, and then she was on that boat, and then she grew like, I think something clicked on her.
She clicked because she was because she noticed that the bag was kind of like had like was kind of weird. It wasn't like a regular pack, and so the mom had like Mari had the pack on her the whole time.
Yeah, which I really didn't think about a lot. I thought it was just like, just like survival kits there.
Fanny pack.
Yeah, like a fanny pack, and to see like it was like her survival like battery.
Yeah.
Because she has
She has a pacemaker because she recently had heart surgery.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, damn. That's not good.
That is not good at all.
So I was like, oh, man. And I know it's going to play a factor later on.
Yeah.
And I'm not ready for that.
Yeah. None of us are. I'm still not ready for when that leg is going to come up.
Oh, yeah. That keeps coming up and nothing happens.
Yeah. So that plan completely goes to waste with Ayumu because she wants to be with the family. So she gives her pass to a mom
With
the baby that's that was rejected. And so they get on, and Ayumu's like, and then so the group decides to go find some place else where they could be able to leave Japan.
Oh, and the volcano itself was starting.
Yeah, Mount Fuji actually is smoking up.
Yeah.
and is pretty much ready to blow.
Yup.
And as everything's going on, shrapnel, as the shockwaves and stuff hit, shrapnel from debris from the surrounding areas clash and actually hit Haruo in the shoulder.
Damn, it was a big chunk too.
Yeah, literally like stabs him through.
But before that, even like when they left, the ship that our girl was gonna get on, I think either like flipped or like it was like moving crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was kind of a good play on her to like not be there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like our man gets hit in the shrapnel.
Yeah, and then Kite and Mari basically have to play doctor and surgeon to like kind of like get the rod out and everything, and it was painful. Those screams, oof.
Yeah.
Damn, Kite was on it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man, Kite's the GOAT, bro.
He's the MVP, yeah.
And I would be like those kids, man. Like I couldn't handle that.
Mm-hmm.
Handle that like scream and agony. It's tough, man. Tough.
It absolutely is, yeah. And then later on, they find another ship, which are basically racist.
Yep.
They are absolutely pure racist, and pure was saying it figuratively and literally because they just they want nothing to do with foreigners. They said, oh, pure Japanese only.
Yep.
They have these big speakers and everything like that just to kind of like let everybody know.
Let everyone know we're all Jap here.
Uh-huh.
Japanese all the way.
And so I knew that this was gonna be like a problem. Even Onodera is like, no,
Don't go there.
Don't go there.
That sounds bad.
Bad touch.
Yeah, and they were about to get on that ship, but Go is like, see you, Japan. He speaks his English.
Oh my god, throughout the whole show, pretty much.
And then our guy, he was like, "Hey, the hell? You Japanese? What the hell?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm half." I was like, "No. Only pure bloods here, bro."
Yep. And she even mentions like their father's full Japanese. Like, how's that? Nope.
Nope. You something else. You ain't Japanese. Get out. And you know what? All you get out.
Yeah. I like how Kite was like, "Oh, come on.
Yeah.
That sucks ass."
Well, luckily there was another boat fisherman guy, and he was like,
He was cool. He was cool to let him in. My heart sank at first because I saw the hair and I saw the shirt, and I'm like, wait a minute,
Looks like
old man.
It looks like Gramps.
Yeah, it was not him though.
No, but so they go on that boat instead. And
But here's the problem though, and this kind of comes into play before. So those large speakers were kind of a bad idea to have around because apparently this whole area had leaking oil around, and so that ship explodes and the shrapnel gets onto that fishing boat,
yeah,
which causes it to capsize and force everybody to use lifeboats.
Yep.
And so that gets the crew separated, and we follow Ayumu, Go, and the old man that
owned the boat
and invited them in.
Yeah, because the stupid thing is that the speakers themselves were malfunctioning, and then all of a sudden that what started the fire on that boat.
Yeah.
And it just blew up.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're in a situation where Go and our girl are stuck in this life tent.
Yeah. And as the old man opens up, they realize Japan has sunk.
Yeah, because when they were swimming up ashore, they were like basically on top of a building.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, damn. What a way to end an episode.
Yeah.
So we still don't know how the others are doing since
Yeah.
we just had these three on this boat. Because
Yeah.
they did two boats, the floatable one and the regular boat, right?
Like a regular lifeboat.
Yeah.
Because this one was like inflatable.
This was inflatable and it had like emergency lights on top, so
We'll see.
we will see.
Very cliffhanging.
Yeah, so we'll see. And the last episode of anime we're going to be talking about is Great Pretender, episode 14.
The conclusion.
Conclusion to this arc, yeah.
Yep. I thought it was good. I thought it was how they set up Thomas.
Yeah.
The whole time.
So to kind of like recap on what happened to this final episode of the arc, as well as the series that we have so far, is the fact that they proceed with that final auction, with the London snow, and things go pretty great. Honestly, like there's no hiccups at all. Abby does everything that she does to kind of basically let Farah know that John is a piece of shit.
Yep. Got it on record too.
Yeah, exactly. All recorded and everything. They do like biddings and stuff within this art house and everything. And everything is selling for super expensive. And originally the painting's price was really set for 70 million. That's the limit that John was told to go up above. But he ended up going all the way to 100 million, all thanks to Cynthia, that basically kept raising.
Yeah, because they had the 7 million on him, but our girl was like, nah, I'm gonna squeeze everything out of you.
Yeah, she just wants to make sure that he's just done, like squeezed out of every penny out of it, make it so desirable that he wants it.
And so our guy, he gets the painting, and it's all good. It's all at the end, right?
Yep. Well, it should be, but it turns out that Makoto did a little switcheroo. Even though they were able to return the painting all hunky dory and everything, the owners realized that, wait a minute, there's something off with the painting.
Yep.
Turns out that the reason why it looks off is because he actually switched it around, because he thought that Thomas was a great hardworking painter. It was his last work and everything. So he said, you know what? I'm gonna give John the bad painting, the good painting, the legit painting,
the original. Yeah.
And you guys are gonna get Thomas, which it's a nice sentiment. If you think about it.
Oh,
but it's
but the other thing was that he was afraid that he could catch it, because remember what the Thomas guy said. He's like, oh, he's gonna catch my art.
Yeah, like no one could spot the difference.
Yeah,
other than him,
except for him. Yeah.
So that's why I was like, oh, okay, makes sense. For him to get for them to get the fake one versus the real one.
I mean, to be fair, they were able to make him blow his whole fortune on him, and there's no backup, because now Farah pretty much cut ties with him entirely.
Yep.
Yeah, because of the recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's pretty much done. He's donezo. And on top of that, we also get some closure between. Well, I say closure, but not.
It is
kind
closure.
of closure.
It is closure.
It is closure between Thomas and Cynthia, but it's more like the moving on kind of closure.
Yeah.
They said, you know what?
It's good to see you
It's
again.
good to see you again.
And we're both doing fine. And hopefully.
And Thomas's debts are completely paid off, so he doesn't have to worry about living like a bum anymore.
Start a new chapter.
In life, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Cynthia. She could finally let go of him.
Yeah, and in a literal sense as well. We have a Titanic moment where she
throws the ring in the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I felt bad. It's just mainly because those flashbacks hit so hard. It's perfect.
Yeah, it was like you wanted to see them together.
Like, if there was no context, if they didn't have those flashbacks, I feel like it wouldn't have been as effective at all.
But like,
if we just heard about it in speech, like,
when I think about it more, I like this closure. Like,
it is nice.
They haven't seen each other for like many years.
But the big kicker to what happened at the end of this episode is the fact that Laurent we have a scene with Cynthia and Laurent, and Cynthia's like, that's why I don't hang out with you blonde bimbos anyway, and Laurent's like, well, of course not. That's why I got Dorothy here.
Yeah.
And that's why I called it earlier, because I said like this next arc is gonna be about Laurent's backstory now.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. And that concludes Great Pretender. Unfortunately, we won't have any episodes to review with for you guys until Netflix releases more episodes. So
yeah, we'll see what happens.
We will see what happens, and then that's it for Great Pretender
for now.
And our anime.
Yes.
We're done with the week, and now we move on to news. So
game news.
So we've been speeding through our anime list because we have a lot to talk about with our news, and we're gonna start off with Captain Tsubasa. We have a release date set for August 28th.
Yes.
For Switch, PC, and PS4.
Yep.
Coming out, and it's looking great so far.
Dude, it looks so cool. It's like bringing the fun back in sports games.
It is, yeah. It honestly reminds me so much of like stuff like NFL Blitz and NBA Jam.
Or like Mario Strikers.
Yeah. Well, especially since it's since soccer.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm pretty hyped for this game. I thought it came out a couple weeks ago, but it was for this month.
Yeah, it's this month. Yeah.
And it's so cool because the video we saw, like the players do matter. It's not like you're just playing soccer. Like you could do combos with your players. So say like you pass to this certain player, they could do like a combo shot.
Combo breaker.
Yeah.
Well, literally, yeah.
And it's so cool. And like even when you're trying to attack and defend, it's like a
rock paper scissors.
Rock paper scissors. So like you press R1 to like dash forward faster. But if you press the defender also press R1, it takes it away. So you have to like keep on your toes. To
R2 beats R1 in certain scenarios, and then R1 beats R2, and then R1 beats R1. Like there's so much layers, and that's just like for each different maneuvers and such.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the best part about it is like when they do the supers or like the close-up shots or like our goalies or our players. That's just like, yes, finally.
There's so much intensity. You see a dude ride a ball. You see a guy punch it, like a goalie, like punch the ball away. Yeah. And the characters also matter too, which is also really nice.
Yeah. So.
But yeah,
looking forward to this game. I personally.
Yeah. All right, and the next thing we're gonna be talking about is Dante from Devil May Cry series is returning to Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne as DLC.
Yes. Which is odd.
Yeah.
I don't understand why, because since I got a history lesson on why he's gonna be DLC, but I still find it weird. Like
so, the abridged version of this is that there are 3 different versions of SMT Nocturne. The one that we got was the second version, aka the one with Dante in it, and the third version, which had Raido Kuzunoha from the Devil Summoner games, which never came out in America, but is going to be coming out in America through the HD remix, the HD remaster default.
Yes.
But if you want to get the version with Dante in it, you have to pay roughly $10 DLC. That's the prediction.
Oh, it doesn't say how much it will be.
They say in the Japanese trailer, which is the only thing that we're going off of, it has the price of the DLC.
Well, like in their
but it's in yen. It's in currency.
Okay.
So 9,900 yen or whatever.
Oh, it is $10.
So it's basically $10. And that's that's basically like the ballpark estimate. It's kind of like what the DLC is in play. I think that the DLC makes sense. Personally, when I'm gonna get the game, I don't think I'm going to be getting the Dante version. I call that.
I wanted to ask you, like, is it like a big chunk of the game, or is it like a little part of it since you played it before?
Well, the thing is that again, like minor spoilers, but you have one mandatory fight with Dante or Raido, depending on which version of the game you're playing. And that's all it is basically. It's a swap.
Oh, okay.
And you see more of Dante, but you have to do an extra dungeon basically. You have to complete that dungeon, which is completely optional.
Is it like the Fire Emblem DLC? When you get specific characters?
No, not necessarily. Well, yes, kind of actually, but you have to do a certain dungeon and basically play it to pretty almost much, completion, right? In order to get it.
Yeah, like I think in Shadows of Valentia, there was like original characters that you could unlock, but you had to like beat that map.
Right. Yeah.
I get what he's trying to say.
So the thing is that like you could basically only like if you want to, you could basically only fight Dante or Raido that one time. Skip that whole ending entirely, skip that whole dungeon entirely, and then you pretty much lose or gain nothing.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, that's cool then.
Yeah. So in a way, if you're trying to get that $10 like Dante DLC and like not
is it worth
that, huh?
Is it worth?
Well, if you're into Dante, yeah. But the thing is that they're both like I think gameplay wise, I think they have like minor differences here and there, but like the only differences are gonna be like the dialogue and like that's pretty much it.
Does he say like "Let's rock, baby"?
He might since the game is gonna be voiced, so he might. So that's gonna be cool.
Cool. All right. Well, I just found it weird, but
Yeah,
interesting choice they made.
I know.
And
Next we're gonna be talking about is Skullgirls DLC. After literal years since before Indivisible was even announced,
shocking, bro.
we're finally getting new DLC for Skullgirls for both the mobile version and the second encore, the actual version.
Well, I think it's mobile first, and then we get it in the.
That's my guess too. Yeah.
And the actual
Second
fighting game
encore.
comes out next year.
Yeah. And her name is Annie.
Yes.
She looks pretty cool. Like her design wise, I'm gonna have it up on screen obviously, but her design looks pretty cool. She has
I like the stage. Her stage.
yeah, it's like a set, so it's kind of like shows that she's like an up and coming actress, kind of like an idol.
Yeah.
But her moves seem very much like it kind of reminds me of like an SNK character. Like she has like Terry Bogard's Burn Knuckle.
Yeah. Burn Knuckle.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah. And she has like projectiles and stuff, and her what is it, like her rabbit also has like grapple moves and stuff. So
Yeah, she looks very interesting. I can't wait to like play test her to see how she is.
yeah,
To me, like it doesn't like grab my attention, but
Mhm.
it's finally good to see more characters into
Yeah.
Skullgirls. So I'm more for it.
I just want an update to that story mode. I just want like to know more what happens in the story. Like I'm glad that ReZero Games is like coming back to work on Skullgirls. That's like the biggest thing. That's the biggest takeaway for me, aside from like the character and stuff, is the fact that it's being worked on again.
Yeah. What about you, Dave? What do you think of Annie?
Pretty interesting, you know, just receiving another character.
Yeah.
Because they said that they weren't going to release any more DLC, but I guess apparently now.
The success, I guess, the mobile.
Yeah, and then I think the fact that like Skullgirls was on the cusp of coming back for Evo was also gonna be like a I feel like that's a big enough revival. But
Do you think that probably they were gonna announce it on Evo?
Maybe.
I think so. Yeah,
That could have been a thing.
that
yeah.
I feel like that would have been a thing. That
Mhm.
would have been a planned thing.
Yeah. Well, good to see. Well, first her in mobile, and then in the fighting game.
Yep.
Cause they were not announced.
Yeah, this is the right time period in August.
Oh, yeah.
Middle of August. Yeah, would have made sense.
Definitely.
And I guess sad news.
Sad news. Yoshinori Ono is leaving Capcom.
Yes. Stepping down.
He is. The reason why we're covering him is because he's a huge influence in like the fighting game department for Capcom. He's helped make and produce Street Fighter 4, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I guess also worth mentioning Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which could have been what could have been.
It's the damn gem system, man.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and Street Fighter 5, and
Yeah.
he's stepping down.
Yeah, very big impact in the 2010s Capcom fighting games.
Absolutely, yeah.
So like, you literally I remember Street Fighter 4 came out. It was
He-
a big deal.
He literally like unearthed the interest of Capcom fighting games
Yeah.
all over again.
Like there was a lot of ups and downs, but I know Street Fighter has always been like good.
Capcom's baby, yeah.
Yeah, so as you know, it's sad to see him go, but we'll see from the future what Capcom does with fighting games.
Yeah.
And my hope is like I think whoever steps up to his
To the plate, yeah.
like we get more fighting games. Like I'm really hoping for Darkstalkers.
I'm also hoping for Darkstalkers as well. Ono was supposed to be in charge of producing a new Darkstalkers game, so
But it never happened.
yeah, so maybe that interest might come back.
So hopefully, he does well.
Yeah. And then last bit of video game news. Anyway, we're gonna be talking about the MVS arcade machine. So this one, out of all the game news that we've been talking about so far, this is the one I'm most hyped about because this is first off SNK was the guys that announced this. And they're basically announcing a one-up arcade style arcade cabinet
Yeah.
that's preloaded with 50 games, is easily moddable, and is pretty affordable too. It's $450 for the tabletop version, and then $500 for the actual like full arcade version.
Yeah.
And it comes with 50 games. So to just list a few, they have King of Fighters 94 all the way through 2003. They have Fatal Furies 1, 2. They have all the Fatal Fury games. I'm not even gonna mention that.
Bro.
Metal Slug 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 X. They have The only one that's kind of weird was that they omitted Art of Fighting 2. They have Art of Fighting 1 and 3, not 2.
This is just Samurai Showdown.
Samurai Showdown 1 all the way through 5 special.
Yeah.
They have all of them.
And much more.
Much more. Yeah, it is so jam packed with content and like so many like just killer fighting games and stuff.
Yeah, because I know like the 1-Ups arcades in Walmart, you get like 4 or 5 games at most.
And this one has good 50, solid 50 games.
So if you don't plan like modding these arcades or anything, like this is good straight out the box.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see, and it's a bit, if you got the money to blow, like 500, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want that true arcade experience and stuff, and plus it has 6 buttons, so like you can still mod the cabinet itself. You can still be able to play like Street Fighter games on here too.
Yeah, but like seeing the pictures, it's cool to see the old SNK.
The marquee, that's really cool. Like you see like those old like MBS.
Bringing back old memories,
I know, yeah.
I remember just wasting quarters playing Metal Slug and stuff. It just brings back good old times.
I know. So we'll definitely. I'm definitely gonna keep keeping an eye on this. So it's gonna look really cool.
So
the first bit of news that we're gonna be talking about is Princess Connect Season 2.
Oh no.
No. Wait, what's? Wait a minute. That's not it at all. It's Okami-san wa taberetai. This anime kind of caught our interest. I think we're gonna be checking this out. It's a short, right?
I'm not sure.
Well, we don't know what it is yet, but it seems like a short. It's not wholesome, but it looks pretty entertaining enough. It's a teacher, gym teacher, teaching something.
I have no idea. The trailer doesn't give much.
But the girl looks really cute, and like the art looks pretty cool.
Yeah. We'll see what goes from there.
Yeah,
but it looks interesting, to say the least. And when is this? Next year? Or when does it come out?
I think it was September. Wait,
so
9 is next month, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's the next season.
Next season.
Well, we'll give it a good 3.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. It looks interesting. And then the next one's
we're gonna be talking about suppose a kid from the last dungeon, Boonies, moved to a starter town.
Great title.
Absolutely great title. So based off of the trailer, there's no subtitles on this. So based off of my limited Japanese that I could make out of it, we have a kid in a town. And the characters look really interesting. We have a witch as like the main girl from what it looks like, and a whole bunch of other cast of colorful characters in a fantasy setting world.
Yeah, I'm glad it's just fantasy. It's not like Isekai or anything, but it looks interesting. There's not much to give off the trailer. Like the art.
Yeah, the art looks pretty cool. The girls look pretty cute.
And I think it's like...
I don't know the gender of the guy, if it's a guy or a girl.
It's a guy.
It's a guy.
It has to be a guy.
My sources have told me it is a guy. Yeah.
It was delayed.
It was delayed from October 2020 to January 2021.
So, okay, this one's for next year.
This one is slated for next year release, so we'll definitely give it the good old 3.
What about you, dude? What do you think of this anime?
It was. I feel like it's gonna head to harem-ish, like anime-wise.
Oh, cool.
We'll see.
I was thinking
that's what I think.
Comedy route.
Comedy harems.
Yeah.
Bring those back. All right, so the next thing we're gonna talk about is Gurei the Tiger and the Fish anime.
Oh, I thought it was a movie.
It is the film. It's an anime film.
Oh, I thought you said like when you said anime.
That was slated for not August release, but a summer release. But it got pushed back to Christmas of this year.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on Christmas.
On Christmas, December 25th. That's the birth of our Lord.
But yeah, this one's cool. It's very wholesome. When we watched the trailer, like we got a girl in the wheelchair, and she's like going through life. And it's just,
She has a caretaker, and it seems like there's gonna be like a budding romance between the caretaker and the girl. So that's gonna. I feel like it's gonna be pretty cool.
gives me like a Silent Voice kind of vibes.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
So
Gonna
hopefully
be a lot of emotions, a lot of like.
The animation was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt very Kyoto Animation. That's the reason why it felt very Silent Voice like. It felt
Yeah.
very Kyoto Animation. It was done by Bones.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
I think the character designers also worked with Violet Evergarden.
That would
makes sense.
make a lot of sense. Yeah.
But this looks good, and obviously it's gonna come out in Japan first, right? Or is
Yeah.
it worldwide? No, it's Japan.
I'm not sure. We'll see.
But yeah, I can't wait for this. It's giving me, like I said, Silent Voice vibes,
Mm-hmm.
and she's in a wheelchair. Kind of already makes me sad.
Yeah.
We got the Fate movie trailer, and it was
Part 1.
Yes, part 1, and I read the story, so I knew everything was gonna happen, and it looks pretty well accurate.
It's fateful.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, a lot of scenes from like very key moments are popped out into this trailer, so I can't wait to see this Camelot arc and get to see this side of Saber.
You get to see Arthur more.
I don't want to say much,
Oh,
but
okay.
they might change it because I know
Whoa.
in the story she doesn't pop out as much, but obviously the Round Table does a lot. Obviously in this trailer.
Okay.
Well, the male version of Arthur, does he appear or no?
No.
No.
You're talking about Prototype?
Yeah.
No, hell no. But you also see a lot of characters. You see
A lot?
Nita Chris. You see Ozzy here.
From this first part?
Yeah.
So since it's a movie, it's gonna be like.
Oh, it got delayed as well.
It did get delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
a
supposed to come out the same time as Heaven's Field Part 3.
Yes, last month.
No, August 15th.
Oh, this month, but
Yeah, there you go.
But it got pushed back to December 5th, and God knows when we're gonna get it in Americas. And yeah, I'm very excited for this. The animation looks spot on. And what about you, Robbie? What do you think of this movie?
Well, I mean,
The trailer itself.
The trailer looks pretty cool. I just this is gonna be all new for me because I've never played like the app game or anything like that. So,
Yo, if you like the Babylonia anime, you'll like this one.
okay, yeah,
Most
yeah. Babylonia was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
so,
it.
Yeah, it has that same art style and like same storytelling beats.
Yeah.
And this was a lot of people, and also my personal favorite arc. So prepare for your butts.
All right then. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Now we get to talk about Princess Connect Redive. Got announced for a second season.
Yeah.
And obviously Robbie and I and everybody in this podcast are super excited.
Yeah. I'm super excited.
Yeah, because, damn, man, I never pictured it getting a second season.
Does it tell when does it come? Probably next year maybe. If I had to put my money on it.
Yeah, maybe fall. Who knows? I'm not sure. We'll see.
Yeah,
So far, we just got a poster kind of teaser.
yeah.
You know what?
The
'Cause
trailer literally was just a recap of like everything that happened in the first season, and then we got an image of kind of what the second season that's happening basically.
It's yeah.
So that's all we're going off of. So
But
not
we're-
really much else to go off of. With
But
that.
we're excited.
Yeah,
It was
it's cool that's happening because
Yes.
that first season was like
a surprise
it
hit.
blew all of
Like
us out
I
of the
said, I
water.
recommend this.
Yeah.
So badly. It's a good show.
Yeah.
Even though you don't know about the game, this tells you pretty much a lot about the characters.
Hell yeah. I didn't know anything about the game or anything. Omar didn't.
Me either. But great show. Highly recommended. And
Mhm.
can't wait for the second season.
Yeah. All right, and that concludes this week's episode of the Anime Squad podcast. Be sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more like this. Oh, and also be sure to check out our highlights. We upload parts of segments of kind of what we've been talking about throughout the episode, throughout the week. So be sure to check them out as well. Like always, my name is Robbie,
And this is Omar.
And this is David.
and we'll see you guys next week.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye, guys.